I want to take a minute and give everybody a little bit of backstory about who I am. Some of you might know some of this, but I think it's important that everybody has a chance to get to know me. I love getting to know you, and I think for us to be a good team, we all need to know who each other are and understand each other. And so I think it's an important step for me to share this with you. So when I was a kid, I was super, super active. I did dance, gymnastics, swimming, typical kid stuff. I was always outside riding my bike, running around, whatever. Very, very active, very, very healthy. We ate pretty healthy. My mom loved to cook. So it's not like we were eating takeout food all the time. But, it was the 80s, the 90s, and we didn't really understand at that time how harmful things like preservatives and, just like packaged food was. So, we'd ate Kraft Dinner out of boxes, we ate soup out of cans, all that kind of stuff, a lot of packaged things, but still fairly healthy, like my mom would make vegetables to go along with, the packaged whatever we were eating, and she'd cook the meat from scratch and things like that. So I mean, as far as a lot of people's diets go growing up, I ate pretty healthy, and I've always been incredibly healthy my whole life, like unbelievably healthy, never ever ever get sick, and I've always been really small my whole life. My mom actually put me on diets when I was a kid so that I would have a high metabolism and never gain weight. And I guess it worked. I've been scrawny my entire life. Then, getting to high school and out on my own, when I was able to make my own food choices, I did stupid things like, try and put my metabolism to the test and eat McDonald's for a week straight to see if I could gain weight. And when I realized that I wasn't going to gain weight, because I'm super active and high metabolism and, all that kind of stuff, I just started eating crap. Like, whatever I wanted to eat, however much I wanted to eat, just eat all the crap I could get into my body because I love food. And while I didn't gain weight from it because I am so active, I destroyed my health. But I didn't realize it. It wasn't for a long time after that I would realize it. It wasn't until I was pregnant with my youngest, who is now 3, that my health started to really take a turn. Before that, I had been working at a candy store. And part of our job was to taste all the candy so that we could explain to the customers what it tasted like. So I eat a lot of sugar, and I was also a cake decorator. I ran my own cake and baking business from home, and I was also the cake instructor, teaching classes at the candy store, and I would do demos in the store and whatnot. So my entire life revolved around sugar. That was ridiculous. And then after that, I worked at a coffee shop. So I was drinking sugary coffee all day and eating the baked goods that we sold at the coffee shop. So for quite a while there, my diet was complete sugar. And I've always been a sugar addict. I love candy. I love sweets. And I never really knew the kind of damage that kind of lifestyle can do to your body. And then I got pregnant with my youngest. And all of a sudden my health took this massive turn, and it was just like one thing after another. I had extreme pain and extreme fatigue and just weird things happening to me that I'd never experienced before, and my whole body just did a complete flip, and I didn't know what was going on. To go back a little bit, when I was 16, 16, I was diagnosed with depression. I had a really, really hard time as a teenager. So then, fast forward through that, I decided not to take medication for it to try and just figure it out on my own. And then it wasn't until my 6-year-old was born I developed postpartum depression really bad. and severe anxiety. I did end up taking some medication for a little while after that, but only a few months until I felt I could get a handle on it. I've always been, I don't know if you want to call it stubborn, but I've never liked to take medication. I always try to figure out a way to, get over it and get better. By the time we moved out to Mission and I had my youngest, I ended up developing severe anxiety to the point where we didn't ever leave the house. And if I did, I didn't talk to anybody. Like, I just wanted to be invisible. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. And if you tried to talk to me, I was like a deer in the headlights. Wouldn't know what to say. Could not hold a conversation. And that's something I'm still actually getting over. I don't feel nearly as awkward in groups, but it's a process, and I don't always know what to say. I don't always know how to make small talk, but I'm sure it'll come. It turns out that I have a CFS-ME, which is the fancy way of saying chronic fatigue. At first, I thought it was fibromyalgia, but now it's looking more like chronic fatigue. And so what that means is widespread body pain, just like you would get with fibromyalgia. Like my joints will hurt. They'll be inflamed. I get just random pain all over my body, muscle spasms, just like these shock waves that go through my body. It's weird. Sometimes every inch of my body will hurt, like literally every inch. So my hair can hurt. My eyelashes can hurt. The skin on my body can hurt. Sometimes it feels like my skin is on fire, and even the touch of my clothing is excruciating. Even a drip of water on my skin is just unbelievably painful. And then there's also the fatigue that comes with it. So it doesn't matter what you do, how much sleep you get, how much caffeine you drink, how much caffeine you don't drink, doesn't matter. You are just exhausted. And I'm not talking tired, like you stayed up too long. Like, I am talking exhausted, like to the point where your body doesn't function, to where your brain doesn't function. And this is all the time. So you forget everything because you are just so exhausted and you can't do anything. It makes you a crappy parent. And I've tried so many different things to deal with it. I've done a lot of research into it, and I believe that it was caused by leaky gut, which is from crappy food, from so long of eating crappy food. It basically burns holes in your intestines and it throws the bacterial balance in your gut off. And all the bad bacteria that normally would get filtered out of your body don't get filtered out because there's no good bacteria to eat them up. And so you end up getting holes in your intestines, and this bad bacteria leaches out into your body and it slowly poisons you. And that's what causes these autoimmune conditions and whatnot. And it's hard to cure it, but you can manage it. You can cure it, but I'm in the managing stages right now. So I did a lot of research and found out, the types of foods that I shouldn't be eating, which is a lot. And the type of foods that are going to cause me to flare. Different lifestyle factors that are going to have an influence on it. And so I started eating a lot of the foods that would help to promote good bacteria in my body, and avoiding the ones that I shouldn't be eating. And, that was good, but I was still having a lot of bad days, like a lot of really, really bad days where I just lay in bed all day and lay on the couch all day. And, I wasn't really a mom to my kids, and it really sucked. And then I found Shakeology and exercise. And I've always been into exercise, but I found being a coach and changing other people's lives. And it changes my life to know that I'm helping someone else get over their health issues, their diet issues, their body issues, whatever it may be, even if it's just needing someone to talk to about whatever, like what your kids are doing, or I don't care. Like it's helping me grow so much. And when I started drinking Shakeology, it was, okay, something I can have for a snack, something that'll taste good. It's healthy. It's got pretty much all the nutrition you need in a day in one glass, and it's supposed to help me have more energy and make me sleep better, which is something you don't think with chronic fatigue that you'd have trouble sleeping, but you do. You're always tired and you never sleep. I thought, okay, whatever, give it a try. And all these herbs and superfoods and all this stuff that I don't even know how to pronounce. But I did my research, and I'm a skeptic, and I'm not going to take anything without doing my research first, and I couldn't disprove this stuff. Like, it's good stuff, so okay, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to shift my budget, move everything around, and I'm going to give it a try. And within the first week, probably the first couple days, but let's say within the first week, all of a sudden I had this energy, and I could get out of bed, and I could spend time with my kids, and it didn't suck. Like, I wasn't dragging my feet. I was doing things with them, and I actually had the energy to exercise every day. And I've always loved exercising. I've always loved being active, and I had the drive to do these things, and my body wasn't fighting me anymore. I could be on my feet all day in my kitchen cooking, which is what I love to do, and my body wasn't screaming at me for it. And it's beautiful to feel like I have my life back. I'm 31 years old, and I was living like I was an old lady. And my kids were having to entertain themselves. And they were growing up without their mom. But now, because of this, I'm home every day with them, and I get to spend time with them, and I get to watch them grow. And I get my health back. And I know that because of this journey that I'm going to get to be old. And I'm going to get to be a grandma. And I'm so grateful. I'm thankful for every day that I can jump out of bed. And I'm not in pain. I still have my bad days, but they're not nearly as bad, and they're very rare. And it's so amazing to feel healthy again. And to see what this lifestyle is doing for my children. They're making healthy choices, and they encourage me to exercise, and they like to do it with me. And I know that they are going to have healthy lives because they see what I'm doing, and they learn from watching me. Sorry, this video is so long, guys. I guess I had a lot to get off my chest. There's so much more I could talk about, especially when it comes to anxiety and depression. But that would be another really long video. If anybody wants to talk to me about anything, your health, your fitness, your kids, your life, your job, anything, that's what I'm here for. And I want to talk to you, and I want to get to know you better. So reach out to me. Let me know what's on your mind. Share your struggles. Cheers, guys.